We're going to do a quick little operational test on my latest creation, which is the Sherman WARLORD. And I'm sure some of you are wondering, what the heck is that camouflage job on there? Well, this is actually based on a real tank. At the late 60s and early 70s, all the Shermans in the Canadian Armed Forces were being struck off. So they either became scrap metal, range targets, or gate guards. Now, the Ontario Regiment's Honorary Colonel happened to be Sam McLaughlin. Now, if that name's not familiar to you, he was one of the founders of General Motors. So his deal with the Ontario Regiment as their Honorary Colonel was that they could keep running Shermans, and in the wintertime, when they were done training with them, they would actually drive them down to the plant at the end of Stevenson Street, and the GM mechanics and engineers would restore them and keep them operational and running. So it was his 99th birthday, and the regiment wanted to do something special for him. So they decided to do a group of Shermans, squadron of Shermans, up in these unique camouflage colors. So they did that, did the parade, and unfortunately the next year, of course, Mr. McLaughlin passed away at the age of 100, and that was the end of the Sherman's maintenance. So the reason that I wanted to do this is because the Ontario Regiment Museum, which is also now part of the Canadian Tank Museum, has actually restored a Sherman and set it up as a gate guard at the museum, and it's done up in these colors. In this particular tank, a WARLORD 11 Alpha. So yeah, it's a very unique looking vehicle, and I had a lot of fun building it and doing the camo and the stencils and everything else on it. So let's get to an operational test here. Enough with the talking. All right, so turret rotation, nice scale speed, got some elevation, depression first, then we got elevation, again nice and slow scale, machine gun. Let's turn this around here so you can see the actual, the bow machine gun actually is lit up. And you can also see up here, this is our IR emitter for battling, and it lights up. And now we'll try the main gun, put it on an angle here so you can see the recoil. So that works quite nicely. Turn this back. Oh, maybe what we'll do is start the engine. We'll also turn on the lights. Nice headlights there. I clear coat these with yellow because I find that the Henlong and the Tamiya bulbs are just too bright a white. So if you use clear yellow, you can actually dull them down a little bit and make them more realistic. Again, turret rotation, maybe gunfire from the front. See that? And the nice part with, again, this is running with a TK50S bus Clark board. So the nice part with this is that all the stick controls are on one stick on the right. So let's angle this a little bit. Reverse. Forward. And this has a very nice neutral turning. Turn that so you can see it. Neutral turning. And the other way. Reverse. And this has a very low speed. I'm going to do a video out at our battlefield, of course, but yeah, so we have it. There's no smoker in this. I still have to put the exhaust on, but let me just rotate this turret. But this will give you a nice look at the back. So it's got the A2 grills on it, which are custom built. All the little water and fuel caps are all resin cast. I'm going to turn the motor off here. resin cast. A lot of these pieces on the side here that I replicated from the original are all brass or styrene plastic. Yeah, so it's not a bad looking tank. It's pretty cool graphically. Nice and bright. Here, I'll turn it over. You haven't seen this backside yet. And I'm going to post a whole bunch of pictures on Facebook. So follow me on the YouTube channel, and you can find this on all the common Facebook pages too. And see the actual pictures of the one-on-one model that's a gate guard now. And you can compare it to this. It's not exactly a duplication. They don't have the machine gun on. They don't have lights. They've got a few things missing on the back, like the air intake hatches are still open. But in the 60s and 70s, with a lot of the people that were operating Shermans just put the caps on this once they converted them to diesels. Yeah, so there we have it. And the last thing that we want to do is actually show how it battles. So we open this up. We're going to add an apple here. That. Grab my remote. So with the Clark boards, we can simulate machine gun fire tank on tank. So when you shoot your machine gun at another tank, you'll actually be able to see it and hear it hitting the target. And then when the main gun fires, that's the sound and the lights that you get on the main gun. And that's when the tank is actually destroyed. So yeah, so there we have it. Warlord, an Easy 8 last operational Sherman in Canada.